Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, April 20th, and I'm just getting on now. It's about 11 o'clock. This morning has been just kind of a busy morning, and I have two friends who were due with babies yesterday, and both were still pregnant as of this morning. So one went in to get induced, and so she is working on having her baby boy right now, and then another one, they're letting her go till the 23rd. So really exciting. Babies, both of them are having boys. It is such a bummer to me that I'm not going to be able to meet them, but yeah, so that's exciting. That's going on. That's this morning. I don't know why my color is so yellow right now, but I'm just going to go with it. So I think it's something to do with the sunlight, but whatever. So this morning I finished Queen of Babel in the Big City. This is the second in the Queen of Babel series by Meg Cabot, and I really liked this book. I'm giving it 4 stars. This book has solidified for me the fact that I love series that follow the same character through their lives or through the stage that they're going through. I like that kind of series so much better than like companion series where it follows a friend or a sibling or something within the same world. I just really like being able to fall for a character and stay with them as their life progresses. So this one, the first one, is about a girl named Lizzie. She goes to London to see a boyfriend that she has been just kind of dating online, has only met once. It blows up in her face. She ends up going to France to be with her friend, and there she meets another guy. And so then in this one, her and the guy are together. Her and the guy and the 2 friends that she had in France, they all moved to New York City. And so she is trying to make it in the big city, and she doesn't have a job. She has just graduated college, so she doesn't really have a whole lot going. The guy that she met in France, he is actually a prince, which she just found out. She knew he had quite a bit of money. The parents own a chateau in France, and he's actually a prince. And so they are living in his parents' apartment on Fifth Avenue in New York, living the high life. And she doesn't need to make money because he is so wealthy, but of course she wants to. They're just dating. They've only been dating a couple months. So she's like, I've got to figure this out. So what she loves to do is making and repairing wedding dresses. But that she can't find a paying job that does that. So she gets a job in a law firm, and then also does part-time at this wedding dress place, unpaid. And so she's figuring that out, and then her best friend lives there too with her boyfriend, and the plan was for the girls to move in together, but then the guys both say, hey, how about you guys stay with us? And there's some reluctance on both parts, but that's what they end up doing. So we figure out there's some friendship issues that happen. There's some relationship issues that happen. Overall, I just really enjoyed following Lizzie. Now, I read quite a few reviews on Goodreads that were really low, and people didn't like the main character, Lizzie. And I think if you go into this series, you definitely have to be prepared for a character kind of like Mia in The Princess Diaries, if you've read that by Meg Cabot, or I'm forgetting the main character's name, but in the Shopaholic series, they make stupid mistakes. This one, she can't keep her mouth shut. She's the Queen of Babel. So she's she can be a little over the top, a little obnoxious, but I just find her endearing and fun to watch. So this second book is what I just finished, and I gave it 4 stars. So I'm going to pick up the third and final one, which is The Queen of Babel Gets Hitched. So that is what's going to go on here. There was some relationship issues in the last one, so I'm interested to see if the wedding goes on or what happens. So that is my reading plans. As far as life goes, yeah, those babies are being born. We are about to go do grocery pickup and then maybe pick something up for lunch and come home. It's a beautiful day outside, and last night I set up an experiment for, so you put baking soda and dish soap and make like a thick paste and put some food coloring in there, and then you freeze it, and so it makes these ice cubes, and then you put the ice cubes like in a bucket and give the kid or whoever a spray bottle full of vinegar, and they can spray it and it just bubbles up huge. So I think we're going to do that this afternoon if the weather gets nice and stays nice and we have time. So if I do that, I will try to take some video. Hope you guys are having a great start to your week. How does that feel?
Good.
It feels good?
Yeah.
Yeah. guys, it is Tuesday morning, and I just was going to get on an update because I kind of failed at updating yesterday. So yesterday we went, I said we were going to go to grocery pickup, but we stopped at my parents' first and played outside, and they have an acre or so of land, not a ton, but a lot bigger than mine, and they have bunnies on their property. So my daughter chased bunnies, and we saw everybody there at a safe distance outside. We did social distancing, 6 feet apart, that kind of thing. So lots of sanitizer, and yeah, so we did that, and then did grocery pickup, and then came home and ate lunch, and then we did the science experiment that I talked about. Then we came in, did nap time, and then made dinner, and just kind of the night went on from there. And so we still are working on stuff around the house, like hanging stuff and getting stuff organized. So that's what we did in the evening. And I didn't get a whole lot of reading done. But then last night I was up from like 2 to 4. And so I finished Queen of Babel in the Big City. Nope, Queen of Babel Gets Hitched. And that's the third in the Queen of Babel series, and it was my least favorite by far. I thought a lot of the characters were just like made into these characters that they weren't in the first two books, and especially like one of the main people turned very unlikable and was doing a lot of things that seemed very out of character, and the romance in it I really didn't like at all. And so for me, the whole time it was just kind of cringy and a little eye-rolly, but I did still like the writing style. I'm glad I read it to finish off the series, but that one I gave 3 stars, and it was by far my least favorite. So then I picked up The Last Anniversary by Leah Moriarty. And this one I'm buddy reading with Karen from Rather Be Reading, and she's one of my favorites to buddy read with. It's a little tricky because she is in Australia and I'm in the Midwest, and so she's like 14 and a half hours or something like that ahead of us. And so buddy reading is a little tricky, but we started it this morning, and I started it at like 2:30 or 3 or something. And I have it on audio and physically. So I listened to the first 40 minutes and then had to go back and re-listen to it because there are a lot of characters thrown at you and trying to figure out how they all relate. I ended up drawing a little family web, and so now I'm 13 or 14 chapters in, which is less than 100 pages. They're pretty short chapters, so that's nice. And it's making more sense now that I have my family web, now that I'm a little further into it. It's about it starts, the first chapter is like a paragraph, and it says, like, can we get away with it? And it's 2 people talking about trying to get away with something. Then we find out that there was a mysterious, like these people named Alice and Jack had a baby, and then these sisters discovered the baby, and the parents were just gone, and they were never ever found again. And it's on an island in Australia, and so this is like the island's big mystery, is what happened to these people. And so the sisters raised the baby, and now it's a story of the baby's offspring and the sisters. And so it's really interesting so far. We have a lot of theories going on, but I'm still early enough in that it's kind of still just setting the stage. So that's that. So this morning, I was walking down the stairs and fell and hit my tailbone. Like, I only fell down 2 stairs, so I'm not that concerned. I was just wearing slippery socks, I think, and walking too fast. And so my tailbone is really sore. And with that, I've talked about my blood pressure issues. And so this morning it was like my husband came up and did breakfast with my daughter because I was kind of near passing out. And so, yeah, so that's kind of changed the plans for this morning. We were going to do an exercise class and do a bunch of fun stuff. And instead we're just sitting and coloring and kind of taking it easy. My mom and dad are going to come over, and I have talked about our dog before, and it's something that I'm really torn about, and so I haven't talked a whole lot about it, but they've had my dog since we moved because we didn't have a fence or anything here, so they watched him. And my parents are the type that, like, the dog is another grandkid to them. They love him so much, and so they are just loving having him, and I'm loving not having dog hair and not having another thing to clean up after and feed. And he's an 85-pound chocolate lab, and as you can see, we've got like light colored carpet, And so we are just trying to figure out, like here, we wouldn't want him in the basement because it's all carpet, like light carpet, and it's all toys. And then upstairs is all just carpet and bedrooms. And so we would try to keep him on this main floor. But then, like the kitchen and the dining room, that's gross. So he would really have the living room, and that's it. And so my parents have offered to like keep him and bring him over for visits. And I'm really just torn on that because I want my daughter to have a dog. I've always had a dog. I love him. He was mine. I got him when I was single in 2012, and then I met my husband in 2014. We got married in 2016, had our daughter in 2018. So he has seen a lot of life, and I would be okay with having him there because it's like a mile and a half away. And like this morning, they're going to bring him over just to play in the backyard with us. So I kind of think that might be the best situation, is just to let them have him full time and we just have him temporarily. And then when my kids are a little older, get a dog to teach responsibility and, the emotional things that, empathy and that kind of stuff that kids learn very well from pets. And then we can maybe get a hypoallergenic or something that doesn't shed quite as much. I don't know. So if you have kids and pets, tell me what your thoughts are on the whole kids and pets. Like, do you do it? Do you not do it? I am allergic to cats, so that's not an option. So, yeah, I don't know. Tell me your thoughts on pets and kids and what to do. And my parents are they both like cried when I talked about taking him back. So they're very, very, very attached. And I just don't know. It's really a tough gig. So we're going to play this afternoon or this morning. And then we have another grocery pickup because we have 3 major grocery stores in this town. And you really have to go to all of them to get the stuff you need or want. Or like yesterday, again, they had a bunch of stuff out. So going to another grocery pickup, which is fine. I am kind of sighing about it, but it's something to do. So whatever. And then yeah, we are going to probably grab some lunch out just because we're really trying to support a lot of local businesses because a lot of them tried to stay open and then now have either closed and are only doing 1 meal or no meals or just like a set selection of family bundles. They're all just really struggling. So we might do that. And then yeah, depending on how this tailbone situation works out, as long as I'm sitting, I feel okay. Like I'm on the couch. It's not super painful. But then when I stand up, it's like my blood pressure just drops and wants me to be horizontal. So, yeah, we are going to just kind of wing it, see how the day goes. I am on a bunch of buy, sell, trade for our community. And I got my daughter a huge stash of summer clothes for $25. And so we're going to pick those up at some point. And we're doing safe pickup. So just leave cash on the porch and they're going to leave a bag on the porch. So we'll do some laundry. And yeah, that's the plan for today. So we will check in later. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday and I'm not sure, I can't remember when the last time I updated last night was, but or yesterday, I guess. I know it wasn't last night, but anyway, so as far as life goes, my daughter yesterday did not nap, and I was watching her on the monitor, and she took out every old diaper and every piece of clothing out of her dresser and dressed all of her stuffed animals that are in her room. And when I asked her what she was doing, she said cleaning. And so then we were trying to put stuff away, and she apparently thinks her shelves need to be reorganized. So yeah, she, the past couple days, like, I don't know what has been going on, but it's like she's eating something laced with crack because she's just so, like, enthusiastic and off the wall and energetic constantly. So, yeah, that is what happened there. And then last night we had family game night, and so we played some matching games and a game called Acorn Soup, where they have like recipe cards, and the kids find things that go into this pot, and then they stir it and make acorn soup. So that was fun. And as far as reading goes, yesterday, almost all day, I was listening to The Last Anniversary by Liane Moriarty, and I was buddy reading that with Karen from Rather Be Reading, and I love buddy reading with her. She is so fun because she just has a lot of really interesting thoughts, and for the first half or so, she was liking it a lot more than I was, and then I think we both kind of agreed in the middle, the pacing slowed down a lot, and it got kind of draggy. Overall, I'm giving the book 3 stars. Let me tell you what it's about. It's centered around this mystery on this island in Australia about 2 sisters who ended up raising this little girl named Enigma. They found this baby because her parents, Jack and Alice, disappeared, and they're on an island. We don't know where they went, what happened, and now it's years and years, 72 years I think later, and one of the sisters has died, one is still there, and then Enigma is like 70. She's a grandma, and they have like made a life off of this mystery. So the house, they do tours of the house of Jack and Alice, and they just have made a whole life and career about this mystery. So as the book goes on, you hear about Enigma's kids and their kids and all of their stories, and really the whole plot of the mystery, despite being the main plot, it really was kind of a subplot. Like the whole time we had different theories about what the mystery could be, and then when we finally find out in the very end the answer to the mystery, it was just a big dud. And the Connie, one of the sisters who died, she leaves a house to a girl named Sophie, who is one of Enigma's grandkids' girlfriends. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but she's the only non-family member. And for some reason, Connie loved her a lot, and so left her house, and so she's involved too. And the whole time there's this quest because Connie left her a letter that said there was like a man that she was going to end up with or whatever that she thought would be perfect for Sophie. And so the whole time Sophie's on this quest to find who this man is. And when we find that out too, it's kind of like, so overall the book was interesting. It had huge trigger warnings for postpartum depression, suicide, rape, weight issues, and like eating disorders. There's a lot of things that could be very, very triggering, and I think most of it was done well. The weight issue was not done well, and like kind of fat phobia, not done well. But I think the issue of motherhood and postpartum depression, those conversations I think were really good, and we kind of see motherhood in a variety of different lights, where you can see that motherhood is not a one-size-fits-all thing. You can be going through some hard times and still be a good mom, and you don't have to look a certain way to be a good mom. It was very kind of typical Liane Moriarty, where it's like this mystery is just shrouded in the background, but it's really about relationships, and it's kind of a slow burn character study. I just felt like this one was just okay. The pacing was slow. I went in, there's 2 things that I think inhibited me from enjoying this more. I went in not knowing anything about it. So it starts off with a bang about the mystery. So I expected it to be really mystery heavy. And the whole story, out of everybody, there's one person that's like actually investigating and trying to figure out what's going on. Otherwise, they're just living life like whatever. And so the mystery really takes a back seat. And so that kind of bummed me out. And then I listened to the audiobook, and through my library, it was through Libby, and it is a British woman who narrates. And her narration was fine. It was just very British. And this is an Australian book. And it just like, for some reason my mind couldn't like wrap around that, and it like really dampened my enjoyment of it. But this book I think is one, it does have short chapters. I think it would be best read physically because there's so many characters and it jumps perspectives constantly, and I think seeing that physically would have been better. Although I never really felt connected to anybody, and I don't know if I would have anyway. Overall, I say 3.5 stars. If you like Liane Moriarty, this is I think her second book, and so it's one of her older ones, and I think her older ones are just not my favorite. So yeah, this morning we have started a water bead experiment. So we put the water beads in water and we're watching them grow. So we're going to continue to do that today. We just went and got some lunch, so we're going to go in and eat lunch.
and took my earrings. I don't know, for those of you who have watched from the very beginning, I have always worn a pair of pearl earrings constantly. Just they were given to me by my mom, and yeah, but since pregnancy, my skin has gotten very, 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 very sensitive, and it's already sensitive. And for some reason, if I wear them for like a day, a whole day, my ears get infected. And I used to never take them out, ever. And so something is weird. I don't know if it's a pregnancy thing, because I think it may have started happening right before I got pregnant, but I don't know. I can't remember. So for my birthday, which is in May, I said I would really love to get the posts changed on the earrings so I can start wearing them again. So that's what she is doing for my birthday. So I dropped off those earrings. And yeah, so now we're going to eat lunch, continue with our water bead play. It's gloomy, so we can't go outside. Oh, yesterday, I don't know if I said that my parents brought our dog over. Yes, I did. I had a whole long diatribe about that, but it was really fun. We had a lot of fun doing it. We had a tired kid and well, not a tired kid because my kid's been like cracked out, but tired dog. And so that was good. Yeah, that's it. I'll stop rambling. We'll talk to you later.
Are you putting bubbles in the cup?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Aren't those neat?
Bigger.
They got way bigger, didn't they? Way bigger. They were just little when we started, huh? Hey guys, so it is like 3:30 on Wednesday, I guess, and I was just gonna get on an update because yesterday, I think I said my daughter emptied out her drawers to dress all of her stuffed animals during nap time, and today she is also not napping. I guess, like the past 2 days, my husband has put her down because my tailbone is still really, really sore and really hurting. And so it's really hard to like get in and out of her bed. So I had him put her down. And I guess with him, she just says, okay, Daddy, go out there so she can read books by herself. Cool. Well, so yesterday she got all the stuff out. And then today she got her lotion and all of her little tiny hair ties and her bows, and is putting that all over her animals. So I am finally in a position that's comfortable. And so I am watching her, and I thought I'm going to leave her until she makes a mess. And so she got, like, we've got those little tiny hair ties. If you guys have little girls, I'm sure you know, they're tiny little rubber band things. And so she was trying to walk, like run with them. So I got on the monitor. You can talk to her through the monitor. And I said, what are you doing? And she just dropped and like laid flat down on the bed. And so I've got the volume all the way up in case I scared her, and I don't think so. And she's like, she hasn't moved. So I'm hoping she's faking it, like faking a nap, and that it will maybe actually turn into a nap. I don't know. Because this morning, tonight I'm making like a tabbouleh salad. And so it's just salad with like marinated tofu, and I'll probably put some quinoa with it. And then I went to Jimmy John's and they now sell their French bread. And so I went and got that. So dinner is like almost done. So if she naps, I'm staying in bed here. So while I'm in bed, I'm listening to The Marriage Game by Fern Michaels. And I'm not loving it so far. I just started it during nap time, and I've been really distracted, so I haven't been listening to much. But it's about a woman who gets home from her honeymoon, and 3 weeks later, her husband gives her divorce papers, and she like has to go to a meeting with his lawyer, and finds out that she is the fourth wife. And 8 months later, she is trying out, I guess, to be like an FBI agent. Her and her best friend, and neither of them make it. And so they leave that and then decide to get all of the ex-wives together, and come to find out they're all kind of badass ladies. And so they just all get together, and then somebody is like stalking them kind of, and we find out it's somebody who is wanting to recruit them to be like missionaries or mercenaries or something, and go they take FBI rejects and they put them in this program. And so you do a year of training, and then you commit like 3 years of your life to this program. So they're all gonna go, and This is feeling very cheesy and very unbelievable, but it may be good. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm interested to see what all these women have in common and what this like year of training is like. They don't know really anything about it. So I don't know. We'll see. I think there also is going to be like a revenge plot on the guy. Yeah, so that's what I'm reading. She still hasn't moved, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to read that, and I will update later. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, I think, and it is like almost 10 o'clock. And I just thought I'd get on and let you know that I finished The Marriage Game by Fern Michaels. And so a lot of the reviews I read on Goodreads said, like, what the heck did I just read? And that is totally like an honest sentiment about this book, because it's very weird, very unique, I guess, but very weird and like very unrealistic and like just very kind of like just what the heck. So let me tell you what this is about. I think I talked about it briefly, but this woman comes home from her honeymoon and is served with divorce papers. And she has been married to this guy for 3 weeks. They've been on the honeymoon. She comes back. She is called to a meeting with his lawyer. And so she goes and finds out that she's his fourth wife. So that happens, and she had no idea about any of the other wives. So she is like, what? And then her best friend, who is a model, calls her, and like something happened with her. She no longer wants to be a model, so she comes and lives with her. Then it flashes forward 8 months, and she decides to track down the other wives, the other 3 wives. And so her and her friend had decided to join the FBI randomly. And so they, I guess, went through like a training camp and then got cut. And so she's all full of fire because she's mad about being cut. She decides to get together these wives. She does some more digging to find more information, and finds out she's actually wife number 11, and he's engaged to another wife. And so, and every single one, he's done the exact same thing. They get engaged for like 3 weeks, go on a 3-week honeymoon, and then come back and get divorced. And he's a senator or something, and so they get a prenup of they get $5,000 out of it being married that long. But if they would have been married longer, they get 10 million. So the women are angry, they want money, whatever. Well, so while all of these women are together, Sam, our main character, gets propositioned to join this like mercenary group that they do things that I guess the government won't. Supposedly they're good guys, I don't know. And her friend, they like to do FBI rejects. And so they recruit her and her friend that you have to commit a year of your life to training, and then you sign a contract for 3 years. And you get no information about what you're doing, where you're going, any of that. You just sign up blind. So she says, okay, but only if these other wives can come too. So the group is the 4 wives, the best friend, and then one random guy. They make up a team, and it's almost like I almost got like Harry Potter / Hunger Games vibes from this, because it's very much you're whisked off to this magical academy, but not nearly as good, obviously, as Harry Potter, just like adult weirdness. And then also Hunger Games, because it's split into like 6 groups or something, and so she's on team 3, and it's very much like every group for themselves and kind of cutthroat. And so very weird. They get there, and all of a sudden all of these women are like G.I. Jane superbots. They like, it's a boot camp where they run 10 miles a day, they do all this stuff, and apparently all of them just can jump in and do that. So that's weird. They spend a year there. The guy who runs the whole thing, his name is Pappy, and it's just weird. You never really find out what they're doing, and there's a relationship between Sam and Pappy, and it just was so weird. And so it turns into a romance, and you never really find out like what this whole program was about, or like what they do, or any of that. And yeah, so I don't really know what else to say, except I gave it 3 stars, just because like I'm confused and don't know what else to rate it. It would probably be more like a 2.5, but I don't really know. So that is that. Now we are up in the library room and we're going to pick my next read or reads. I think I'm going to pick up The Last Affair by Margot Hunt on audio, and that is the book for Shelby and Kendra's Book Talks After Dark, I think is what it's called. And then physically I'm going to pick up either like a rom-com-y thing or a YA or something. I don't know. I have been working on taking down my physical shelf, and I haven't put any of my new books on because I need to haul them first. And so as of now, it looks like I'm doing really good on my physical TBR. So I'm just going to keep trucking and just pretend like I don't have 29 books or whatever it is to add. So, yeah, my daughter's up here too. We're going to pick a book, and then we are going to, my mom and our dog are going to come over and play because it's supposed to be 80 degrees today. It's like barely 60 right now, but it's sunny, and yesterday was so gloomy and chilly, and so it's going to be really nice. So we're going to play outside all morning. Yesterday, I updated during nap time, and so I thought, so she got the lotion, she got all of that. I thought she also got she's got like a big cup full of little hair ties. And so I think I said I thought she had that. I wish she had the hair ties, guys. So I went in there and she had gotten Aquaphor, which if you don't know, it's kind of like a Vaseline thing, and rubbed it everywhere. Like, she's staring at me right now. So she was just a greasy little kid. Like, it was all over her, all over her bed, all over all her babies. She was just being a good mama and taking care of them, weren't you? Yeah, you were being a good mama. So yeah, that was fun to clean up. And but so I got on the intercom and talked to her, and she felt like she just laid right down and went to sleep, and she slept for like an hour and 15 minutes. So I should have done that way earlier. But today, I don't know. I think I might just put her down to hopefully avoid some of that. My husband's going to get some floating shelves and put them up there so we can put some of that stuff a little bit higher, because we don't really want to be upset about it, because she's just like trying to take care of her things just like we do to her, and she's just being a kid. So yeah, she is currently going through my new books and putting them in my unhaul box. So I probably need to cut this clip off and go deal with that. So I will update later and let you know what I picked and what we're up to. Hey guys, so it is nap time, and I'm laying on the couch reading Journey of Hope by Lurleen McDaniel. And this author is one that my sister introduced me to. She's a YA author, and the only other book I've read by her is Hit and Run, and I loved it. And so this one is a compilation. It's got two novels, Mercy, Angel of Mercy and Angel of Hope. And I'm reading Angel of Mercy right now. I'm 90 pages in, and it's about a girl who's like 18, and she decides to forego her first year of college and go on this like ship that is a medical ship that goes to Africa to help people in need. So it's her story, and it's very, very, very heavily Christian based. And I didn't know that because the first one was not. Like the Hit and Run was not at all. And so I'm a little surprised by it. It's just okay. It's reading really quickly. It's only like 220 pages. So hopefully I'll finish that today. But I'm super distracted by Survivor. So I have been seeing vlogs of a lot of people watching it. And so I thought, well, I'll have that on in the background. And so I just turned it on season 1. And it's so like nostalgic for me. So I was like 10 or 11 when season 1 came out, and my dad and I watched it every Thursday night together, and it was like a big deal. We loved Survivor, and so like seeing these people again just makes me like miss my dad, miss being a elementary school student, and just miss being like a child. So it is really fun. It's on in the background just because I like to have background noise, but I may have to turn it off because I'm not reading. This baby is also, it was head down at 32 weeks, and it is like doing flips right now, like literal flips. I've got a shirt, a sweatshirt, and a blanket on, and
you can see it flipping around. So I'm like, can you please stop? Because head down is the way you're supposed to be, and I just want you to stay. And it feels like it's like doing complete rotations, but I don't know. So that's it. My daughter is napping. Thank goodness. She started the same thing. My husband put her down, and she got all of her shoes and her bows and her necklaces out, and she's like dressing her things. And then again, I got on the camera and talked to her, and she went and laid down and went to sleep. So for some reason, I guess she just needs me to put her down. And as soon as this tailbone's healed, I will do that. But until then, talking through the monitor, I guess, works. So I haven't started the audiobook that I'm going to pick up, which is The Last Affair by Margot Hunt, but I'm going to try to power through this. It's almost 4 o'clock, so she's probably going to wake up, especially we have a high school kid that comes and mows our lawn. He's a friend from church and just a really sweet kid, and he's got his head on straight. So he's using the money for, I think he was using it for like sports for this summer, but all sports have been canceled, I think. So I don't know what he's using it for, but it's nice. I feel good. He is like dirt cheap and does it for us. So that is awesome. And he's coming at 4. So if she's not up, she probably will be when he comes. So I'm going to read as much as I can and then check in later.
Hey everyone, it is Friday, April 24th, and I just am going to get on and update and let you know that I finished The Last Affair by Margot Hunt, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. The whole time I'm reading it, I'm thinking it's going to be a strong 4 stars, and then the ending just kind of fell flat for me. So let me back up and tell you what this is about. So in the very opening scene, a woman is found dead in her backyard, and so then it bounces back 6 months, and we are getting the whole background to figure out who done it and what's going on. So her husband is having an affair. Her daughter has dropped out of college and came home, and they have a strained relationship, to say the least. Gwen, this woman who is dead, she's very I don't know what the appropriate word would be, but she's very cold, very Stepfordy, very into appearances, very arrogant maybe, and she's got a lot of very Stepford type friends and relationships, none of which seem to be very genuine. So there's quite a few different people who could have done it and would have had motive to do it, but we don't really know who did it until the very end. So it follows the affair. Her husband Josh is having an affair with a woman named Nora, and this is all on the back of the book, so I'm not giving away any spoilers. And so we follow the affair, the fallout in both families, kind of the whole situation of what's going on, and then the ending comes and we find out who did it. And the whodunit was very predictable, and the scene, the murder scene, just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because there were a lot of people on the scene that I don't really understand why they all would have been there, and all at the same time. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And then the very last line of the book, I thought was just cheap. Like, I just didn't like it. So, yeah, strong 4 stars for most of the reading experience. It's fast paced, it's entertaining. I kept wanting to pick it up, and if I could have, I would have just blown through it like in one day, which I read it in about a day anyway. But so very highly recommend you check it out. The ending is a little bit of a bummer. I really do want to read more of Margot Hunt. This is the only one I read from her, so I don't know. And I'm really excited for Tuesday to have the book club and see what other people think about it. So that's that for reading. Life-wise today, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting is terrible because it is raining and just gloomy and gross. So this morning we did a ton of stuff around the house because I am in so much pain with this tailbone issue that the only thing that feels okay is like once I get standing and moving, it's okay as long as I don't bend over and stuff. So we put some wallflowers out. We did a bunch of different like random little things just around the house. And then we went and did grocery pickup and got lunch, and I think that's about it. So then we came home, ate lunch, colored some Earth Day pictures. Let me grab one. This is mine.
mine and a little bit of help because I can't get my stuff together. And yes, Earth Day was 2 days ago or something, but we're doing it today. So yeah, we did this. What I do is print coloring sheets, and I print 2 of them that are the exact same, and she loves that. So we did this, and then obviously I got a little help finishing off. And then now my husband's putting her down for a nap, so hopefully this will go smoothly. And I'm going to try to finish The Angel of Mercy by Lurleen McDaniel. I think is that her name for some reason. Have you guys seen the episode? I think it's season 1 or 2 of Roseanne, where Becky and her friend get drunk. Alana, if you're watching this, this is, I think, her favorite episode, and it's just so funny. Becky and her sister, or her friend, get drunk, and she calls her sister's name is Darlene, and she can't say it, and it's hilarious. It's a really good episode if you like Roseanne. So that's what Lurleen reminds me of. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to lay down and read that, hopefully stay awake, and then if I can, I'll get on and update you on what I thought of that, because I think I've only got like less than 100 pages left, and they're pretty quick pages. So if I can finish that, then I think I'm going to close this vlog off tonight and do a separate reading vlog this weekend. So I don't know. I will see if I can get that done, and I'll see you again either tonight if I decide to finish it, or tomorrow if I don't.
Hey everyone, so I know this is not the best angle, but it's a comfortable one, so I'm going to stay here. I just finished Angel of Mercy by Lurleen McDaniel, and this one was a 3-star for me. It felt very much like a made-for-TV movie, like that you would maybe see in a high school classroom or something, but it's very, very religious, like I had said yesterday. So overall, it was touching. There was some parts that like were emotional. I didn't cry or anything, but they were emotional. And this girl, it's about a girl named Heather who foregoes her first year of college to get on this ship that's heading to Africa to help people there in need. So she gets there and she meets a boy named Ian who is Scottish, and it's their relationship and then also just them helping the African people. And she meets a little girl and has to reunite her with her sister, and it's really dangerous. And so yeah, it was a good story. It just very much felt like there needed to be some cheesy music going, and it was just a very very YA sweet story, I guess would be the word. So now that I finished that, I am not reading anything. So I think I'm going to end this vlog here and do something special for the weekend. So if you have read any of the books that I have read, please let me know what you thought. And if you are interested in any of them, chat with me down below and we can talk. And I think that's it. So I haven't been doing my good things just because I feel like I ramble so much that then adding that to it is like just a lot. And it also feels like you guys probably don't care that much about what's going on in my life. That's good, but maybe you do. So I don't know. Today, my good thing, I guess, would be that it was a pretty productive day, and I am just so mentally defeated by this tailbone issue. And this morning, at least, we got some things checked off the list, which always feels really, really good. So that's my good thing for today. Please share yours down below, and thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.